Hello everyone and welcome to Lockdown Learner. Today we are going to do is constructor in Java. Earlier we have seen like functions, array and many more things in Java, and we have seen like how to create an object in the last video of functions. So we have to make an object for calling the constructor. So let us see like some properties or some characteristic of constructor. First we have a constructor have a same name as a class name. Okay, so let us define with the correct with the like point by point. So we have to create a constructor with a class name. So it's a public. What is the class name here is constructor. Constructor Java. Okay, I think I have done a spelling mistake. Now constructor Java. Okay, now brackets. Now this type of constructor is called non-parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Okay, constructor have a types also, and I will also define the constructor types, and I will show you like when the constructor get called, which constructor get called when. Okay, now second, constructor should not have a return type, any value, even void also. So we have not, you can see here it is similar to the function, but we have not written here like void, int or anything, because it does not have any void return type. It will not return anything because it is not because we have put void here or nothing here, so it will not return. It will or it never return anything. Okay, so constructor should not be static, since the constructor will be called each and every time whenever an object is created. So this line says like constructor should be static, since should not be static because will be called because when we make an object. So let us make an object. Like in earlier tutorial we have told you how to make a object, and in this I am also making object. If you don't know about what is object, so you must see the oops video in which we have explained class, object and inheritance and all. Okay, so the class name, now you can keep the any object name, like I have kept the abc equals to new is a keyword to allocate the memory. Now we are having is constructor Java. Okay, so this is how our constructor get object get created. Okay, so the creation of this object can call this constructor also. Let us see, system dot out dot println. Okay, now we are here is we will print here is non-parameterized constructor, and after that we will going to run this program and see the output. So now we are going to run this program. You can see here is non-parameterized constructor is get called. This matlab this non-parameterized constructor is get called, and that's why it is printing non-parameterized constructor. Okay, so this line says like constructor should not have static, since the constructor will be called each and every time whenever the object is created. Okay, we have created like once we have created an object. Now again I'm creating an object abc2, so it will print this thing twice. Okay, according to that line, and let us see also it will print the thing twice or not. We can create object any number of time. Okay, it is not restricted that you can create object only once. So it is true that how many times you are creating the object, it is going to call the non-parameterized constructor. Now let us see the another line also. Constructor should not be private, because of an object class is created in another class. Okay, so if we put the private, so if we are creating an object of this class in another class and calling this constructor, so it will be difficult for you also, and it will be difficult for program to call that constructor because that is private. So you should never do the constructor private. Okay, constructor will not be inherited at all. Okay, it cannot be inherited. Constructor are called automatically whenever the object is created. This thing you have seen here, it get called automatically. We have not called the constructor. Okay, so now let us see like when the and when we can call, like, there is a parameterized constructor and there is a non-parameterized constructor also if there is parameterized. So if I'm putting the value here int I, okay, so I have to send here 3 and I'm printing here it's like I, okay. Now let us see like what it will print. So when I'm going to run this program. Let me save first and then I'm going to run this program and see the output. Yeah, it is getting the value at here. You can see when we are passing, it is like the whichever parameter you will pass here, it will go to that particular constructor only. Like if I'm creating an if I'm not creating anything, like at here it is empty, and then in next line what I'm doing A B C and in bracket I'm passing 3, so it will call a parameterized constructor. It is giving an error. Int is undefined for the type constructor. Okay, it is like object ABC and we are doing like ABC. It is like ABC dot, what we have to do is, can we call like a function constructor Java. Let us see here, it is giving an error again. So it's giving an error again because create a method constructor of Java. It is asking for creating a method constructor of Java because it is treating this part as a function or method. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to call the constructor here only. So if I'm doing this, so it will get called this non-parameterized one, and if I'm passing anything, it will call the parameterized one. So it is basically to pass the value from void main and to get that value into the member functions, which we are going to define at here, member data types. It is like I'm defining like h. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to print h here and I'm going to define it's like h, and what I'm going to do is I will remove this one first. So h equals to I. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to print h at here. It is not, I forgot, like, okay, so it will do it will copy that I value into h and then we are going to print that value. Basically for this thing we use this constructor part. Now you can see like here is an arrow coming. So when I'm clicking on this arrow, so it is like we have created the parameterized constructor and here we are creating an object for non-parameterized constructor. So I'm passing like 67 at here and I'm going to run this. Okay, so you can see the 67 is coming here. So you have a query like if I am going to define like I here and here is also I, so what will happen? Okay, what will happen to this? So let me run this program and see like what is going to happen. It is like an error because h cannot be resolved the way, oh, it's for h, I think so, I. Okay, when I'm running this, yeah, it is giving output. So what we are going to do at here is we are going to control x and we are going to create a function at here, public static print. Okay, so we are not taking any value in this print. So what we are going to do here is public static, we can write here is void that's function. So what we are going to do is system dot out dot print ln and we are going to print this I at here and let's see like what it will going to do. And let's call this function also, because we have created the object. So with the help of this object only we will call this function. It is like print. Okay, so let me run this. So it is like unresolved, cannot make static reference to non-static field. Okay, so it is like when we are creating an object and we are calling a static function, so we cannot like use the static part. It will also work without the static part, because we have created an object, and by with the help of object we are calling the function. So it is printing 0, because in Java, like if you have not initialized anything to this I, so it will take the value 0 automatically. Okay, so it is like it is not like catching like which I it is, as this one I is this one I. So for this thing we use is this keyword for extracting the this member data types. Okay, so this dot I means that we are taking this I, this one I, like this I which are defined in member data type. Okay, not this I. So when I'm going to run this program, you can see like it will going to print 67. Okay, so fine. So this is the use of this and this. Like if you are having the variable name same, so you can use this dot I. So this dot I is a reference to this I variable. Okay, and this I is the local variable for this constructor. Okay, so you are getting my point, like how I have created this thing, why I have created like this dot this and same function name. Okay guys, then thank you.